There's a lot of vegan milks out there, but today we're going to make 4 of my favorite vegan milks from scratch. Hey guys, I'm Steph, and if you're new to this channel, I have 2 invitations for you. One is to subscribe and the other is to follow me on Instagram. Okay, let's begin with the first milk, which is the soy milk. The first time I made it, I didn't like it because it had a bitter taste. But that's because I didn't know that I have to soak the beans and boil it. But I learned from my mistakes, and now I'm sharing this with you.
The only thing you will need is soybeans, water, vanilla extract, maple syrup, a cheesecloth, and an empty jar. Before I start doing anything else, I'll put 1 cup of soybeans in an empty jar and add 3 cups of water. I let them soak overnight. Good morning! Now we need to drain the beans using a strainer, and I'm going to remove the skins. In a blender, I will add the soybeans, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, and 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. Oh, and 4 cups of water. It doesn't have to be filtered water because we're going to boil it later. Blend for a minute until smooth. It depends on your blender. For example, mine needs some time to blend everything. Now I'm going to strain the milk. I use 3 things: a clean container, a strainer, and a cheesecloth. I like to make a bag with a cloth, and then I press until there's no liquid coming out of the cheesecloth. After that, I pour the milk into a pot and bring to boil for about 10 to 15 minutes. Be sure to keep an eye on it so it doesn't overflow, and remember to stir occasionally. Oh my god, that was close. Perfect timing. The milk is ready, and I'm going to let it cool down before I store it. Now let's continue with the almond milk. And of course, you will need raw almonds, dried figs, water, vanilla extract, maple syrup, and don't forget the cheesecloth and an empty jar. Let's add 1.5 cups of almonds, 3 cups of water, and yes, I will let them soak overnight. Next day you will have something like this, but don't worry, because we will get rid of that water. Now in a blender, add the almonds, 2 pieces of dried figs, 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract and maple syrup, 4 cups of filtered water, and you know what's next. Time to blend everything together. Next step is so easy: container, strainer, and the cheesecloth. The reason why I use a cheesecloth and a strainer is because I want a very thin liquid, but it's up to you to skip any of the strain process. Squeeze until all the liquid is out. In the end, we will have this kind of paste that is the leftover of the almonds, and I like to use it as well. Sometimes I toast it and I spread it on top of my fruits or mix it with the granola or my smoothies. Oats are an incredibly nutritious cereal grain, and oatmeal can be a healthy plant-based milk choice. I'm going to add 1 cup of oats and 3 cups of filtered water. And you know what's next? Let them soak overnight. This step is not necessary, but personally, I like to drink my oats. Okay, now we're ready to put everything in the blender. The oats, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup and vanilla extract, cinnamon stalks, and the 4 cups of filtered water. Blend everything together and continue with the strain process. And there it is, the oatmeal. If you like a dense and creamier oatmeal, just add the double amount of oats.
I have something to tell you. The following recipe reminds me of agua de horchata, and for those who do not know what agua de horchata is, it's actually a Mexican drink made with rice, cinnamon, and sugar. And of course, there are a few variations. Some people will make it with coconut or melon seeds, but that's a different story. Let's continue with our rice milk. Let's do the last one, and that's the rice milk. By now, I'm pretty sure you know what is going to happen. I'm going to drain this, and then I'm going to put the remaining ingredients in the blender.
This is optional. I'm adding cocoa powder because I decided to make flavored milk. Before I forget, add 2 stalks of cinnamon and blend again. Those were my top 4 vegan milks. They are very easy to make, they have a lot of taste, but if you're more of the taste, you can make flavored milk like turmeric, chocolate, toasted almonds, toasted nuts. Delicious. The video has come to an end, but I cannot leave without telling you to cook with love, and remember that I'll see you until the next video. Bye!